We are not illegal. Say we are people. We are not illegal.
We are people. We are not illegals. A militant International Workers' Day to each and every one of you. My name is Cynthia Palmaria, and I'm a representative of Migrante Alberta. And we are an advocacy group that fights for the right and welfare of Filipino workers. And we work in solidarity with different organizations and unions. And we're happy to be part of International Workers' Day. So in the spirit of international solidarity, I bring you greetings from Migrante Alberta in this International Workers' Day. On this year's May Day, workers continue to face hardships in the province. From the workers in the oil patch that were extremely affected by the economic downturn and the drop in the oil industry to the migrants that provide services to the same industry, we're all victims of this capitalist economy driven by its neoliberal agenda. After a couple of years, let's continue to hold our provincial government accountable to its promises of better working conditions to all workers, to both local Canadian workers and migrant workers. Often, voices of temporary workers are not heard, but we will be with you in your fight for better wages, better working conditions, in your fight for the right to unionize. Because we believe that your fight is our fight, and our fight is yours. The new federal government, led by Justin Trudeau, continued to expand the Temporary Foreign Workers Program. Under the guise of immigration reform and being different from the former Conservative government, they have made no major changes to the TFWP, but rather reverting it back to where it was. Immigration at the moment is essentially a lottery system. It makes workers compete amongst each other and opening back doors to those who can afford to come. The deportations of temporary foreign workers who have reached their 4-year limit is ongoing. Hundreds became undocumented workers in the last 2 years and chose to stay underground. In other parts of Canada, hardworking migrants are being rounded up as common criminals by immigration and border authorities. These deportations will not stop employers from abusing the Temporary Foreign Worker Program. But the government continues the tradition of the Conservatives in deceiving the Canadian public into believing that it is doing this to protect Canadians. The reality is that local Canadian workers in Alberta, in Canada, and in other parts of the world are increasingly finding themselves in precarious work. Jobs that are insecure, part-time, and contractual are rising in numbers everywhere. The exploitative labor practices of transnational and multinational corporations in their never-ending quest to maximize their profits are becoming the norm for all types of employers. Temporary foreign workers are the ultimate precarious workforce. They have no or few prospects of protection and for becoming permanent resident. They endure low wages and difficult working conditions. Worst of all, their temporary status bars them from fighting for their rights or to join unions who can help them to do so. This works for employers who want to cut their labor costs. It is the employers that are taking away jobs from Canadians, not the TFWs. While Trudeau continues his rhetoric of peace and opening its borders to over 25,000 Syrian refugees, Canada continues to be a major actor in the global war theater, committed to selling over $15 billion of weapons globally. Shame.
Shame!
Canada continues to subsidize war that displaces people and creates millions of refugees. So shame. This federal government have no intention of getting rid of the TFW program or its current abusive immigration policies. But brothers and sisters, they're only replacing it with new exploitative immigration programs. Let us be reminded that cheap labor is needed by countries like Canada to push their neoliberal agenda by putting super profits over the interest of its people. Privatization, liberalization, and importing migrants through guest worker programs are tools to facilitate this neoliberal agenda. And migrant workers are the cheapest and most disposable labor. It is time for all workers to join in solidarity to call on governments to uphold the rights of all workers for decent jobs, good working conditions, and job security wherever they may be.
Yes.
Together, we must not let employers and conservative elements of the government and our community create differences between migrants and Canadian workers and pit one group against another.
Yes.
We need to push for a pro-worker immigration policy and labor protections. At the same time, we need to organize around the broadest possible worker solidarity. This May Day, let us renew our commitment to working class struggles. Long live international solidarity. Long live International Workers' Day. Thank you.
We are